Right then, time to make a start on the original Blackfoot. Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. So it's time to get our hands dirty and get this original Tamiya Blackfoot restored, rebuilt, stripped, I don't know what you want to call it. So long story short, this was sent to me by Stuart and I'm doing the full rebuild restoration for him. In this video, we want to get the chassis completely stripped, rebuilt, fully ball raced, old school electrics in it, make sure they're working, wheels and tyres fitted, with a view to then sort of finishing that. And then in the next video, we've got a brand new original body shell set for it to do. But before we tackle that, I want to make sure that this is all working. So this car is in tip-top condition considering its age. It's a little bit grubby, but everything looks to be there, everything seems to be working. Definitely needs stripping and re-greasing though. And obviously we need to drop that gearbox out and strip it. And looking at the rear hub here, I can see a ball bearing. So maybe the rest of the gearbox is done, I don't know. Yeah, there's actually one bearing on that axle, but it's seen better days. So the stuff we've got brand new set of original tyres for it. Someone in the last video commented that these are not original because they're too soft. Not sure how you knew how soft they were from the video, but I can assure you these are 100% original. And do you know why? Listen. That. They're absolutely solid. So original tyres. We've got a brand new set of wheels for it. We've got a bumper. We've got a bag full of electronics, or electrics I should say. What else we got? We've got bearing set from Happy RC, which when we get to that, I'll put the link in the description for you guys for cheap bearings. What else we got? We've got the Tyre Decals now, which really set this truck off, the BF Goodrich Tyre Decals. And then I want to fit it with period electrics. So I've got this super cool Futaba. I mean, this is genuine period. Now, I got this with the Fast Attack vehicle original, so I've never tried it. But speaking to Stuart, we agreed that this would be a really cool way to do this truck. He's not going to run it hard, so this is going to be ideal. So he did send me the original mechanical speed controller, which is in that bag. I presume it's original. Going by the colour, I'd have to check, I suppose. But anyway, we'll get to that. So we've got this cool stick, so I'm really hoping that's going to work. And that came with a couple of servos, receiver and battery box and what have you. We won't be using the 4 AA batteries to power the gear. We'll use the BEC circuitry, but we'll have to test all that. So first job up is to get this stripped down, and let's see what we're dealing with. So let's get cracking. Right, that's it all stripped. What a mess. Oh, it looked way better than it actually is. It's got some serious gunked up parts on it. Them shocks were terrible. Anyway, we've got everything apart. I'm gonna have to download the manual now. I was hoping to keep all the screws together because I didn't think it needed stripping to this level. But yeah, unfortunately it does. Look at the hex drive shafts, hex cups, differential. Gearbox was fully ball raced, but I'll replace them all with fresh bearings. So next stage now is to get it all in hot soapy water. So that's going to take a while, so let's get cracking. Okay, so we've got all the bits cleaned up now. The majority of it's come up great just with hot soapy water. Done a few of the screws and different bits of the hardware just to get a bit of shine back on them. But yeah, we're now good to start building this back up. So, as I say, we're going with vintage electrics, or period correct. So I do need to make sure they're working, but I think first job is we'll get this chassis, the framework, built back up to the stage where the radio gear needs to go in, and then we can test it and see, because if it doesn't work then I need a plan B. Okay, that's the chassis to that stage. No issues whatsoever. I love this chassis, I like working on it. So, next thing now, I need to dig out all the radio gear and let's just see if this thing is going to work. Otherwise, as I say, we're going to have to go to plan B. And I don't have a plan B, so let's get it all out and get it tested. Right, slight change of plan. So the radio gear I had lined up for it is too old. And I would have to use the battery box inside the car, which is I don't want to do, but it's got no back, which is really unfortunate. And it's not the 27 meg, it's like 78, and the servos and receivers and period sort of gear I've got kicking around just doesn't match, unfortunately. So I'll have to get in contact with Stuart and see what he wants to do, but nevertheless need to carry on with the build. So I've got all the front ends built up now, everything's re-greased up and all looking smooth, and I've got the friction shocks built back up and re-greased. I did ask Stuart if he wanted me to go to, I've got some black Tamiya oil dampers, but he wanted to stay with the friction shocks, which I totally understand. So yeah, let's get cracking with the next bit. And that's the front end built up, all went together nicely. It's obviously it's all been re-greased now, so it's way better and smoother than it was. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. There's only actually one screw that threaded, which I never liked this design on this bumper where it's got a screw and a washer that goes through either side. It's not great. The top one's got a really good grip, but the bottom one is slightly threaded on the plastic, which I might have to go back to at some point and see if I can do anything with it. Obviously you can't put a longer screw in, but it, daft as it sounds, it doesn't do a great deal. Anyway, it's all on solid for now. But yeah, I'm hoping I've got the shocks on the right way around. I'm sure the heavier springs are on the rear. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, as I said, that is definitely way better than it was. So next up is the lovely gearbox. Oh, I love doing these gearboxes, honest. Right, so I just thought I'd give a quick shout out to Happy RC, who I buy my bearings off. Check out his website, I'll put a link in the description. He does top quality bearings and very reasonably priced indeed, so I get all my bearings from him. As I say, I'll put a link in the description, but we've got two normal size bearings in there. We've got to fit new bearings in either cup, and then we can put all this together. I've re-greased the differential, and that's feeling pretty smooth. So let's get those bearings in. Right, that's the bearings in and all greased up. I'll be careful. Feels nice and smooth as well. Get that new grease around. Right, let's build the gearbox up now. And that's the gearbox together. To be fair, it wasn't too bad at all. I'm going to clean this outer up because I've got my grubby fingerprints all over it. Those two are just temp screws just to hold it in and before you get it into the chassis. But these screws are now bolted down. I don't know if you're eagle-eyed, have you noticed on the clip before this, I had these nylon cups the wrong way around, but I put that right and then they're located into the chassis now. But yeah, that, you can hear it, sounds lovely. The diff, nice. Probably do that for a minute to be fair to get the grease around it. But yeah, all in all, that feels lovely. So next stage now is to bolt this chassis to the gearbox to the chassis. Right, that's the back arms done, and as I say, new bearings fitted and all greased up, and plenty of grease in the hex heads on the inside, and pushed the rubber boot hard up now. That feels nice. So next stage now is to put the rear arms onto this gearbox, which is a little bit fiddly because you kind of got to hold a couple of bits at a time to do it. Yeah, let's get those on now. Right, and that's the back end on. That's a really messy part because you've got to obviously grease the dog bone. There's where it pivots here, and you got to get it thick with grease. I've also tie wrapped the bolts on in position. So yeah, it's as kind of free as the design allows it to be. But yeah, everything's turning as it should. Diffs are nice. So that's pretty much that bit finished. So I guess the next stage now is we've just got the plastics, body posts to put on, and the rear shocks, and the sides as well. So let's get those parts on. Right, that's the chassis finished. I'm leaving the top plate off for now, and obviously the motor plate's still to go on. But that's the sort of chassis itself finished, and it feels great, I've got to be honest. Did have to make one adjustment, repair. This bolt that goes through here is not supposed to go all the way through, but it was threaded on the inside, and I didn't want to put a lot of stress. So anyway, I had some different length bolts and I tried it, but it was completely threaded. So I got a slightly longer bolt, and I've just put a nut on it, which, you know, it's not ideal, but it's absolutely solid now. Rear suspension, great, or as great as it can be for the design. So that's the chassis completely finished. I've just put the new wheels on the vintage tyres, put the new bearings in there, so they're good to go on. But I thought what I'll just do quickly, just to save myself a job in the future, I'll put the tyre decals on, see if I can get them in. I've got these BF Goodrich tyre decals to go on. So I'm going to cut a set of 4 up and get them fitted onto these wheels, see what it looks like, and then we'll get the wheels onto the chassis. And it's done. And looking mighty fine if I don't say so myself. I've had to just bang a quick servo in just to keep the wheels straight, because when I was checking the suspension, so I could get the steering rods on. But yeah, that's awesome. Super smooth. And I don't know if you remember it at the beginning, but the suspension and the steering was basically seized up. But now front, nice, and the back. Yeah, that is really cool. I'm happy with that. As I say, full bearing kit in it now. Let's see if I can get my finger in that gear. Just see the diffs. Yeah, all feels nice. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. I think the tyre decals look okay as well. Obviously they'll come alive once the body shell's done. But now what I need to do is contact Stuart and see what he wants me to do with the electrics before I go any further with that. But I'm quite happy I've got that much done. So after speaking to Stuart, he just asked me to fit some like dummy gearing. So it's all in there, it's all connected, but it's not actually working. But that's because he's decided it's going to be a shelf queen, and I kind of agree on that. As I say, it's got a brand new original body set to be done for it. So and it's got brand new original wheels as well. So yeah, anyway, I think he's made the right decision. So we've put the motor back in. We've got the a high-tech receiver in there, and it's all wired up with a high-tech and a few turbo servos, because that's all I had. Manual speed controllers in position, and it's got the lovely, look at that ceramic resistor with the Tamiya logo on. Very cool, showing its age. Only thing I have had to bodge, or what I'll have to go back to, is the what's it called, the mechanical speed controller arm. I haven't got one, so I've just bent some metal I've got for now. But yeah, it's not ideal. I have to shape that better. Also, we've got the switch in the correct position with as you can see, with the matching decal underneath, which is cool, and that all works fine. So that is pretty much that. Yeah, that's looking a little bit busier now. And that's it. And again, very enjoyable. I really enjoyed this one from start to finish. Now it's got all the radio gear in and stuff, and it all looks really busy. It doesn't quite look as clean as it did when it was just a roller, but yeah, I think it's come up really well, and more importantly, everything's now sort of doing what it should. Everything's free. That suspension's just way better. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. And the tyre decals, they work great. Yeah, this is going to look pretty damn awesome on his shelf. So next up for this is to get stuck into the original body set. I need to check and get the exact colour of paint. As I'm making this video right in the middle of the pandemic and the lockdown, and getting hold of paints is really difficult. But I think I need to figure what the paint is, how many I need, and get them on order. Temperatures are starting to rise, so it's a good time to have this ready. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I can say. Very enjoyable. What I am thinking of doing is a video, because right now we've got an original Blackfoot, an original Subaru Brat, and downstairs we've got an original Frog. So I might get all three chassis together just to compare them and show the differences, because there'll be definitely some differences that you guys might not be aware of. But anyway, we'll save that for a future video. So guys, once again, thanks so much for watching. It's really appreciated. If you are new to this channel, if you could please consider liking and subscribing to support us. And if you do that, please hit that notification buzzer bell for our weekly videos. And as always guys, happy arseeing.